Shalom, Yasharala, Shalom. Before I get this lesson started, I'd like to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahawashi, Bahashem Rakakodash, and I'd like to give double honors to the apostles of the great millstone of whom I learned this truth from. This is my attempt at the second lesson to Yahawashi feeding us in Jacob's trouble, and that showing through the precepts all the way from the beginning to the end. And I'm not going to get everything, but this is just giving you guys another rough draft of how, this is how it's going to go down, man. And this is the power that we serve. This is the covenant that we operate with him, and this is who he is with us. He's always been this person to us. He has always been a good husband. He has always been a good father. And he has always been the most excellent family member anyone can have. Yahawashi also being our eldest brother, as well as our king, our prophet, our high priest, our redeemer, and our friend. He shares his secrets with his friends, the servants, the prophets, man. And it's only a select group of people within one nation that operates like this. It is the hopeful elect. It is the elect. It's always been this way. This is a good image I chose to choose for this lesson. But let's get into some of these precepts. I'm standing outside right now, and I'm looking at the. It's one day before the full moon, which is the halfway mark through the month. Anytime the moon is full in its brightness, in her perfection, that's the halfway mark through the month. And tonight's moon is absolutely beautiful. I believe tomorrow will actually be an even more brighter moon than tonight, but I'm just staring at it. And obviously some of the moon has to do with some of this lesson, because when we were coming out of Egypt, let's go there, let's get those precepts. When we were being brought out of Egypt, after Yahweh Bahashem Yahawashi did what he did, he gave us his order of time. Let's see if I can find some. I believe it's right here, Exodus chapter 12. So we're coming out of Egypt. We are completely a huge family, all 12 tribes. We're a nation, but we have no structure. We have no order. We gotta. This point has to be brought. This point has to be brought up. It's the same situation that we're in today. We have the knowledge of the wisdom and of truth and understanding. Okay, we know, at least as GMS is concerned, and all the other Israelite groups that teach the same doctrine and acknowledge and give double honors to the apostles. And there's a reason why we have to do this. You've got to acknowledge your parents. You have to acknowledge you have to honor your mother and your father. You got to honor the source of wisdom, that which is the truth. It's so important to have this humble and grateful attitude towards who. See, so I'll give you an example. So everybody in GMS isn't specifically learning every single lesson they're giving specifically from the elder Tahar. Most of it, or the elder Gabar. But as a result of their direct connection to these men and their honoring, and the elder apostle Ramlam, I'm sorry that I missed his name, but their direct honoring and their direct connection and the love that they have for these men, there is a covering, there is an anointing, there is an encampment of angels in chariots that are around these men that then spread over all the other camps. And all that spirit, that anointing is being poured out on all of these camps. And so you have all these sons growing up into these princes, into these kings, into these mature men of the Most High Yahweh underneath this covering of the elders, and all this information that's not contrary is being poured down. So you're getting all of these men that are operating in this. So there's a reason why we do all this. And so I don't know why I just said that, but I had to say that. So here we are in Exodus chapter 12. We're being led out of Egypt. We have no type of direction, right? We got Moses, we got Joshua, and we're being led. And then we have the chariot that's over us, that's leading us out. And so we're being given all this direction. And the first thing that we are given is the Passover. It's the holiday. And it's lined up with the first new moon, which is the first month of the year, which would be the head of the year for us. And everything is determined by that first new moon, which is that month, and that holiday is an expression of who Yahawashi is and what he would do for us as a king, as a redeemer, as an elder brother, which includes the destruction and the devastation of the other nations, because Egypt is a type and shadow or a picture of the world system, which is today controlled and ran by Esau, Edom. Edom is the new Egypt. Edom is the new Babylon. Edom is mystery Babylon. He is the Pharaoh. He is the king of Babylon, in control of everything. He's got his left hand prophets and all that, and we are now still in their power. We're still in bondage. Same thing. And so we're approaching as it was in Exodus, and how we were given the holiday, and how we were given the tokens of Yahawashi's blood and how to apply it, and how we were given the Passover meal. We came out, okay, I'm going to go over these precepts. We came out, and then we got to hear Exodus chapter 16, which now we're 2 months into our Exodus. We're way away from Egypt. Pharaoh has been drowned in the sea and all that. Nobody's really messing with us. I believe we got attacked by Amalek. That's another lesson. But right here, what? So what? The ancient times, the ancient world knew how to dry out food and knew how to cure beef, and we knew how to eat certain plants. We had all this kind of knowledge that we don't have. Even though we had no structure in the past, we still had that ancient knowledge on how to dig wells, or how to, to eat certain types of berries and certain types of green plants, and we knew how to cure meat, where we could probably keep meat dry where it wouldn't rot. I don't know how to make beef jerky today, but we did know how to do that back then. We still needed to be fed and watered. And so here we are. Look, this is chapter 16 of Exodus. And they took their journey from Elim, and all the congregation of the children of Israel came into the wilderness of Sin, which is between Elim and Sinai, on the 15th day of the second month. So they're on the full moon of the second month of their departure from Egypt, after they departed out of the land of Egypt. So they've been eating on their store. They've been eating their almonds and their beef jerky and their dried apricots and whatever they had. They've been eating on this. And this, you're talking about like a million people, or like a lot of million of people, right? So, and the whole congregation of the children of Israel murmured against Moses and Aaron in the wilderness. And the children of Israel said unto them, would to God, would to the Most High, we had died by the hand of the Lord Yahweh in the land of Egypt, when he sat by the flesh pots, when we sat by the flesh pots, and when we did eat bread to the full, for ye have brought us forth into this wilderness to kill us whole assembly with hunger. Then said Yahweh unto Moses, behold, I will rain bread from heaven for you, and the people shall go out and gather a certain rate every day, that I may prove them whether they will walk in my law or no. So this is a huge thing. This is the Most High feeding us as we are coming out of Egypt, and it's going to be the same today with the elect as we go into Jacob's trouble. And it shall come to pass that on the 6th day they shall prepare that which is they bring in, and it shall be twice as much as they gather. So we're learning how to gather this manna that's going to be on the ground that we've never done before. Okay, and it continues to go here, and I believe right here, this is in the future now with another prophet. This is 1 Kings 17:6. And the Most High commanded the ravens through it to bring him bread and flesh in the morning, and bread and flesh in the evening. It's the exact same type and shadow or picture of what the Most High was doing with us with the quail and with the manna in this chapter. Same. He changes not. He takes care of us when there's a famine. He takes care of us when he's judging. He takes care of us when he's pouring out wrath on the earth. He takes care of his elect. He's also punished us with hunger and starvation, and we also have died by famine and hunger. But we're getting past that. We are now hoping on Yahawashi, hoping that we're not the 2/3, that we're the hopeful elect, and that we go this route. Here you go, 2 Kings 19:6. And he took and he looked, and behold, there was now this is another account with, I believe it's the same prophet Elisha, one of the two. You guys can go and do a more thorough search. I'm trying to lay a foundation for this right now. And he looked, and behold, there was a cake baking on the coals and a cruse of water at his head, and he did eat and drink and laid him down again. And the angel of Yahweh came again the second time and touched him and said, rise and eat, because the journey is too great for thee. And he rose and did eat and drink and went in the strength of that meat 40 days and 40 nights unto Horeb, the mount of the Most High, or the power. So we're going to need this type of provision in the future. And these precepts show the faithfulness of our power, the faithfulness of our King, Yahawashi, how this has always been the story. It's always been like this. This first 6,000 years, this 6 days, or this 12,000 years, or 12 days, how you want to describe creation and the time that we've been on the earth, it has all been about dependence upon Yahweh, B'Hashem, Yahawashi. It has all been about obedience. It has also been a long, ongoing lesson on faithfulness in the marriage, not being an adulterer, even though that's what we did. We played the whore. How? Worshiping the gods of the heathens, choosing the heathen whom the Most High has not even chosen. He has not chosen them over us. He still will yet choose Israel. It's amazing when you look past on everything that we've done, man. It's like, oh my gosh, the punishments that we have experienced were all righteous punishments, man. We deserve that. That is the wrath and the vengeance and the jealousy of our husband being poured out upon us for committing adultery. And now he's bringing us up out of that. But it's always been the same. He keeps us dependent, but not the way Esau does. Yahweh, B'Hashem Yahawashi, keeps us dependent to create a bond within us, because he always keeps his promise. He always brings water. He always brings food. He always brings the provision. And we see it recorded in our forefathers' history when we read these stories. Look at the next one. Isaiah 65:13. This is the prophecy that now connects all of this stuff in the past to the present as we go into the future. Therefore, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, my servant shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Behold, my servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servant shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. How? We see it in the past. And then I want to skip over this one really quick and come back to it. And this is the prophecy that connects the past to the present as we go into the future. Jeremiah 16:14. Therefore, behold, the days come, saith Yahweh, B'Hashem Yahawashi, that it shall no more be said that Yahweh liveth, that brought up the children of Israel, the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. You guys, this is what sets us apart from all the nations. All of these labors are so intricately personal, exclusively personal to Yahweh and Yahawashi concerning the children of Israel. He has not done these things with any of the other 17 nations. He hasn't done any of this stuff with Elam. He hasn't done any of this stuff with Moab. He hasn't done any of this stuff with Esau. He's only done this with us. This is why everything is so personal, man, with Yahweh, B'Hashem Yahawashi, and Yasharallah, and mainly the elect. So this prophecy, Jeremiah 16:14, is now connecting today, and as we go into the future, to one of the most important things that the Most High ever did in the past, which was what got him his fame in the earth, which set us apart as a nation, when he rose up Pharaoh and then brought down Pharaoh through the staff of his prophet Moses, using the chariots. This is huge, and he's going to do it again. Therefore, I'm going to start one more time. Therefore, behold, the days come, saith Yahweh, that it shall no more be said, the Yahweh liveth, that brought up the children of Yasharallah out of the land of Egypt, but that Yahweh liveth, that brought up the children of Yasharallah from the land of the north. That's talking about Mystery Babylon, America, that pinpoints today, and from all the lands whither he hath driven them. That goes your four corners of the earth. That's all your other nations where we are scattered at. China, Mexico, South America, even all throughout Europe, in Africa. There are Israelite foreigners, there are Israelites in all these nations. and I will bring them again into their land that I have given unto their fathers. How is he going to do this? This is that quote unquote, the misconception of the rapture. When we are caught up into the clouds are those chariots. This is specifically only for the 1/3 of the Israelites. This is how this is going to go down. We're going to go up into those chambers. We're going to hide from the indignation, I believe it says in Ezekiel. This is going to take place all over the earth. This is why a proper understanding of what Esau and his media is accusing the chariots of being the UAPs, the UFOs. No, those are the holy angels. Those are the mighty ones operating in the war aircraft, the interdimensional warcraft called the chariots, the transportation vehicles of the Most High. That's the Yahweh of hosts. Those are his hosts. That's how his armies move. Those are the 6 wings that cover their body and cover their face and cover their feet. It's talking about those chariot systems, those wheels within the wheels. Those holy angels, the Alahayim, right and left hand, bro, are inside of those, carrying out the will of the Most High. So this prophecy ties everything from that the Most High did in the past to now. So now, let me see, one more. Okay, one more from the past. This is Judges. This is Samson, and he was sore athirst. So Samson just got done killing 1,000 men, warriors that were fighting him. I believe it was Philistines, and he by himself with the jawbone of an ass whooped a whole rack of warriors. Just whooped them, right? And he was sore athirst and called for Yahweh and said, "Thou hast given me this great deliverance into the hand of thy servant, and now shall I die for thirst and fall into the hand of the uncircumcised?" But the Most High clave an hollow place that was in the jaw, in the very weapon he was using, and there came water thereout, and when he had drunk, his spirit came again, and he revived. Wherefore he called the name thereof Enakaor, which is in Lehi unto this day. Yahweh could have let the prophet, the judge, Samson, when he was under the spirit, think about this, when he was in the spirit beating all these men down, he could have supernaturally also quenched his thirst. Think about this. He wasn't using the moisture in his body to, to fight these men. He was under the influence of the Holy Spirit. He had the spiritual power came upon him when he was whooping these men, okay? Yet, Yahweh, in his grand design of things, once that fight was over, wanted his servant, wanted his son to come to him in thirst, not to humiliate him. This has got nothing to do with how Esau gets down or how the world does things. Every time there's a weakness, every time there's a need, every time there's a deficiency when it comes to an elect, the one who was always faithful, the one who gives without making fun of you, ask wisdom and he will do it without upbraiding you. I believe it says something like that. It's in the New Testament. If we ask the Most High for wisdom, he's not going to laugh at us. He's going to give it. When Samson asked for water, the Most High allowed his very weapon to quench his thirst. Think about that, you guys. He was a weapon, with a weapon in his hand, whooping the enemies down. Yet the Most High allowed him to get thirsty. Why? Because he's the source. He is the fount of living water. Yahawashi stood up in front of everyone on the holy day and said, "Any man who is athirst, let him come unto me, and I will give him rivers of living water." He wants us to come to him with our thirst, so he specifically we can drink water from his hand. What happens when that's going on? There's a bonding that goes on. You just supernaturally whooped 1,000 men. Nobody is going to F with you, but you're thirsty. And there's only one that can quench your thirst, and that's the Most High. And when you turn and face him and you cry out to him and you raise your hands, what does he do? Does he laugh at you? No. Does he humiliate you? No. He waters you. He quenches you. And what happens when you're drinking from his hand? You're getting more bound to him. You're getting more close to him. You're in your most vulnerable moment, and he's quenching your most deepest thirst. That's putting him in a special place inside of you where only he belongs anyways. And we are the only race. We are the only group of people. This is our heritage. We're the only group of people that this is going on with. This is not taking place with any other nation. They do not know Yahweh this way. Only we are allowed to get the chance to get to know him at this level, on this level of intimacy, on this level of vulnerability, with no shame, with no embarrassing hindrances. Just come unto him and he will quench you. Now we're going to come into Yahawashi. This is Yahawashi. What does he say? I can do nothing but what I see my Father doing. If you see me, you see the Father. So if Yahweh is going to feed, if Yahweh is going to quench the thirst and the hungers of the Israelites and the elect of the past in the ancient world, those same spirits, those same sons and daughters are back again in the reincarnation for this last time, this last championship bout. And we got Yahawashi now in the New Testament 2 days ago doing the same thing when he physically walked the earth with those spirits, and he's going to do it again today. Look at this, Matthew chapter 14. When Yahawashi heard of it, he departed thence by ship into a desert place apart, and when the people had heard thereof, they followed him on foot out of the cities. And Yahawashi went forth and saw a great multitude. Who is this great multitude? It's the same great multitude mentioned in Revelations, and we're going to go there on Mount Zion. And was moved with compassion toward them, and he healed their sick. And that's what he's doing with us now. And when it was evening, his disciples came to him saying, this is a desert place. So, and this is where we're at now. We are literally in that desert, dark place, in the valley. America is a dry wasteland spiritually. And the time is now past. Send the multitude away that they may go into the villages and buy themselves victuals. But Yahawashi said to them, they need not depart, give ye them to eat. And they saying to him, we have here but 5 loaves and 2 fishes. He said, bring them hither to me. And he commanded the multitude to sit down on the grass, and took the 5 loaves and the 2 fishes, and looking up to heaven, he blessed and brake and gave the loaves to his disciples, and the disciples to the multitude. That's what we are doing now on these lessons. Every Saturday, every Friday evening, when the men of the Lord are outside and crying in the public, every lesson that one of these men does on the internet, whether it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, multiple times, that's all this. That's what this is. That's what this is. Verse 20, and they did all eat. Now this is also awesome too right here. And they did all eat and were filled, and they took up the fragments that remained, 12 baskets full. There go your 12 gates. There go your 12 tribes. There goes your 144,000 chosen. There goes your national, racial exclusivity again. There goes your 12 disciples. So this multitude that's following Yahawashi, okay? Let me see, is right here. Is right here. Boom! It's the same thing in the future. Revelations 14:4. These are they which were not defiled with women, for they are virgins. These are they which follow the Lamb whithersoever he goeth. These were redeemed from among men, being the first fruits unto Yahweh the Most High, and to the Lamb. It's the same group of people, man, right here following Yahawashi. Okay? We're doing the same thing. And the manna that we want to eat is not just physical, but it is. And the water that we want to drink is not just physical, but it's going to be. We want both. We want both physical and spiritual food and drink from Yahawashi moving forward, as it's always been. And as we enter into the days of Jacob's trouble, food, physical food, and physical water are going to be difficult to come across, right? Now look at this. Isn't this the story where Moses, he hits the rock? Is it this one? Let me see. No, it's right here. Let me see if I can find it. I think, yeah, nope. I had it somewhere. I might not be able to find it, but you guys know what I'm talking about. Okay, boom, right here. Here it is, here it is, here it is. Numbers 20 and 10. Now, there's two accounts. I don't know if I got the first or the second, but I just grabbed it for context. And Moses and Aaron gathered the congregation together before the rock. And the rock's what? The rock is Yahawashi. Again, it's all this. These symbolisms are not just symbolisms. They're realities. They are truths. This is what it is. It's all Yahweh by Hashem Yahawashi. He is the fount of living water. He is the bread of life. He is the bread that came down from heaven. And Yahawashi, as a firstborn son, stands yelling with a loud voice on the holy day. Any man who is athirst, like Samson was. Any man who is athirst, like the children of Israel were in the desert. Anyone who is athirst, let him come unto me, and I will give him rivers of living water. Yes, that's spiritual, but as we go into Jacob's trouble, we're going to need physical water with the spiritual water, just like we see here in Numbers 20 and 10. And Moses and Aaron gathered the congregation together before the rock, and he said unto them, hear now, ye rebels. We've been rebels, and now we're repenting, and we're acknowledging the sins of our fathers, which is our sins, our transgressions of our countrymen, and now we are repenting towards Yahweh by Hashem Yahawashi, hoping as one of the hopeful elect. Hear now, ye rebels, must we fetch you water out of the rock, out of Yahawashi? And Moses lifted up his hand, and with his rod he smote the rock twice, and the water came out abundantly, and the congregation drank, and their beasts also. So there you have it, man. This is what we're going to need. It's all in the scriptures. Yes, my servants will eat. We will physically eat, and we will spiritually eat. We will physically drink, and we will spiritually drink. We need both. And this is what's going to happen. It's going to happen for the elect. I hope this message was edifying. I'm still learning this, but it's making more and more sense, and I'm excited. That full moon, we're one day off that full moon. That moon is so beautiful. Understanding that the moon declares the Sabbath and the first day of every month now. Understanding that this is how we tell time, and growing in understanding of the moon. I look at the moon so different now. I look at the moon so completely different. But I hope this lesson was edifying. I want to give double honor. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahawashi, by Hashem Rakakadash, Yahweh, by Hashem Yahawashi, Yahweh, why Yahawashi, we love you, we magnify you, there is no one like you. We hope in you, Yahawashi. We hope as hopeful elect. We hope to be with you, man, and to go through this next chapter, this next phase in the future, man. All of these amazing prophecies. We are in agreement with the famine. We're in agreement with the destruction of America. We are in agreement with your rulership, and we are in agreement with your destruction of Esau, Edom, our enemies. I'm going to give double honors to the apostles of the great millstone, of whom I learned from. Shalom.